In July 2020, a private data archive surfaced on a forgotten server buried deep within the dark web. It wasn't labeled like most leaks. No dramatic title. No warning. Just a folder named "Do Not Animate." Inside were 15 files, each one labeled as a true incident, each one formatted like a script, each one ending abruptly, and each one already animated. A small YouTube creator named Zane found the archive while searching for horror content. He had a growing channel, nothing big, but enough to make him obsessed with standing out. When he opened the first file, it wasn't just text. It was a fully rendered animation file. Perfect quality, cinematic lighting, down design. No watermark, no credits, no source. Just a story. Zane whispered to himself. Who made this? Within hours, it blew up. Thousands of views, comments flooding in. This feels too real. Why does this look like actual footage? Bro, the ending. What was that? Zane smiled. He had just found his gold mine. He had no idea. He had just pressed play on something far worse. A massive concrete dam stood in the middle of nowhere. No signs, no guards, no records of construction, just there. At night, the water behind it glowed faintly red. A worker named Hamid was assigned to inspect cracks forming across its surface. At first, he thought it was structural damage. Then the cracks moved slowly, like veins, and behind them, something pulsed. The water level didn't rise or fall. It expanded. Like lungs, breathing, Hamid reported it. No response. The next night, he returned with a camera. As he approached the dam wall, a deep sound echoed through the concrete. A heartbeat. Then, a massive bulge pushed outward from inside the dam. Not water. Something solid. Something alive. The final footage shows Hamid whispering, "Something is inside the water." Then the dam cracks open slightly, and something pushes back. From the inside, a group of teenagers went camping near a reservoir. They noticed something strange. The water was perfectly still. No wind, no ripples, no reflection. One of them, Ali, threw a rock into it. No splash, just silence then. The water moved, not outward, but upward. A figure formed from the surface, a copy of Ali, standing on the water, watching him. The others screamed. Ali didn't. He just stared and slowly walked forward. The last frame shows him stepping into the water and the copy stepping out. A deep-sea drilling station picked up a signal, not random noise, not mechanical interference, a pattern, a voice. At first, they thought it was human, but it wasn't language. It was imitation. Every sound the crew made. The signal repeated it, but distorted, delayed learning. Then one of the crew members spoke directly into the receiver. "Who are you?" The reply came instantly, in his own voice. "I am you." Then the drilling stopped because something hit the drill from below. A photographer bought an old camera from a flea market. Every photo he took showed something different. At first, it was small things. Objects slightly moved, people blinking. Then one photo showed something impossible, a shadow behind him. That wasn't there. He turned. Nothing. The next photo. The shadow was closer. The final photo showed him lying on the ground and something standing over him. He dropped the camera, but it kept taking pictures. An office building had 20 floors, but the elevator had a hidden button. 1. A janitor pressed it just once. The elevator descended past the basement, past the foundation, past anything that made sense. When the doors opened, there was another building, identical, but empty, lights flickering, computers running, chairs slowly spinning. And every screen showed one thing, the janitor, standing there, watching himself. A man started noticing something strange in his security cameras. At exactly 3:03 a.m., every camera froze. For 1 second, then resumed. He rewound the footage, buffer by frame. In that 1 second, every camera showed the same thing. A figure standing directly in front of each lens. Looking inside, a couple reported their child missing. Police searched everywhere, but there was one problem. No records of the child existed. No birth certificate, no school registration. Nothing. Yet the house was full of proof. Toys, photos, streakings. And in every photo, the child's face was blurred. A driver took a shortcut through a desert highway. After 30 minutes, he passed the same gas station. Then again, then again. Each time, the station looked more damaged. Until the final loop, it was completely destroyed. And something was standing where it used to be. A woman noticed her reflection was slightly off, delayed by half a second, then 1 second, then 3. Eventually, her reflection stopped moving entirely and just stared. Every TV channel suddenly cut to static. Then a message appeared, "Do not sleep." People ignored it. Those who fell asleep didn't wake up. Their bodies remained. But something was missing. A man noticed his room was slightly larger each morning, walls moving outward. At night, he heard footsteps. But no one was there, because the room wasn't empty anymore. A boy noticed his shadow didn't match his movements. It improved over time. Until one day, it moved before he did. People began receiving phone calls from their own number. The voice on the other end was them, but terrified, warning them not to answer. A satellite captured a city in the middle of the ocean. Perfect structure, lights on, movement detected. But when ships arrived, there was nothing until night. Zane reached the last file. He hesitated, then clicked. It was different. It wasn't a story. It was a recording of him sitting at his computer, watching the files. He leaned closer to the screen. In the video, his future self whispered, "Stop uploading." Zane froze. The video continued. The room behind him wasn't empty. Something stood there, watching him. Zane slammed his laptop shut, heart racing. He checked behind him. Nothing. He laughed nervously. "It's fake. It has to be fake." Then his phone buzzed. A notification. Upload complete. But he hadn't uploaded anything. He opened his channel. A new video was live vital. 16 true horror stories animated. Thumbnail. Him looking behind him. Zane slowly turned, and for the first time, he saw it. Something that didn't belong. Something that had been watching. Since the first file, the screen flickered, and the archive updated. Zane stared at the screen. His hands felt cold. Not normal cold. The kind that creeps inside your chest. The file name blinked. "Bish, bish, 15, he whispered. "This is the last one." He clicked it. The screen stayed black for longer than usual. No intro, no sound. Then, the video started. It was his room, exactly the same. Same chair. Same desk. Same dim light flickering in the corner. Zane leaned forward slowly. "No, no, no!" In the video, he was sitting there, watching something, the same way he was now. His recorded self spoke. "You shouldn't have opened it." Zane froze. "I didn't record this." The video version of him turned slightly, looking past the camera. His voice dropped. "It's behind you." Zane didn't move. He couldn't. His breathing became shallow. "I'm not turning around." The video glitched, then showed something new. Zane standing up, turning slowly. And then his face changed, not fear. Understanding, like he finally realized something. The video cut again. Now it showed the room from another angle. An angle that didn't exist in reality. And there, behind his chair, something stood, tall, too tall. Its shape was wrong, like it wasn't fully inside this world. And its eyes glowed faint red. Zane slammed his laptop shut. Silence, the storm outside grew louder. Rain hitting the window. Lightning flashing, illuminating the room for a split second. Zane slowly turned his head. Nothing. He laughed nervously. See? Nothing. His phone buzzed. He looked down. Notification. Upload complete. Zane's heart dropped. I didn't upload anything. He opened his channel. A new video was live. 16 true horror stories, animated thumbnail. Him, standing in his room, looking behind him. Zane whispered, "No." He clicked the video. It started instantly. It showed him, right now, looking at his phone. The angle was from behind him. Zane slowly turned, and for the first time, he saw it not clearly, but enough. A shape standing too close, watching, waiting. The screen glitched. The folder updated. Spience 16. Created. The narrator returned. These were never stories. They were recordings. Something is observing, learning, repeating, placing. The screen fades to black. Then one final message appears. If you're watching this, you are already recorded. Do not look behind you.